This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 298, Riding the Emotional Roller Coaster of Budgeting, by Caleb McElveen with MoneyMiniBlog.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan. Welcome to another episode of Optimal Finance Daily, where we read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And today, we've got something special, a brand new author for the show. Sort of. Like yesterday, this is an author that I haven't read yet, but from a blog that we do hear from regularly. The author is Caleb McElveen, a content specialist for Savings Thousands Radio. And before we hear his post, if you want to show some support for this podcast, come by oldpodcast.com/support. We've got a bunch of ways you can help out, both financially and otherwise, and anything listed there would be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's hear today's post as we optimize your life. Riding the Emotional Roller Coaster of Budgeting, by Caleb McElveen with MoneyMiniBlog.com. So, you've decided to start budgeting. Good. The first step to recovery is to admit there's a problem. Honestly, creating your budget will be the easy part. As you sit down and assess all your numbers, you will begin to realize where you are wasting your hard-earned money. A feeling of disgust will rush over you as you analyze each dime spent and recognize you could be saving a lot of money each month. If you only knew that all of the coffee stops and weekend adventures would eat away at your bank account. It's astonishing how much we continue to withhold our own financial information from ourselves. Now you have decided to start a budget and take control of your finances. Frugal spending, wise saving, and cutting back seems easy, and it can be. But just like any addiction or habit, controlling the emotional aspect can seem to be the biggest challenge. While you are budgeting, you will be traveling a winding road of emotions, some with the intention of derailing your budgeting efforts. So let's take a look at what you can expect emotionally while embarking on your budget expedition. Excited and hopeful. When you first begin your budget, you will be overcome with excitement and hope. You realize that your finances are in dire need of changes. These changes will help you better your credit score, increase your savings, and help you reach your money goals. Why wouldn't you have a sense of eagerness to get started? And you should be excited about budgeting. It's going to benefit you in so many ways. When budgeting, make sure to map out your goals and objectives. Short-term goals are always helpful in keeping you on track and your budgeting in perspective. Confident. A few days or weeks in, and you're feeling great. Why? Your budget is working. You've made cutbacks on wasteful spending. You have paid down some credit cards. You can now see some money in your savings. Your confidence in your budget is growing. Confidence is key when budgeting. Being confident that you can stick to your newfound financial strategy and maintaining good money management habits can help you see it through to the end. It is also crucial to keep yourself accountable throughout the process. Comfortable. I'll use a sports analogy for this emotion. If you ask any coach, they'll say the same thing. The moment you become comfortable is the moment you begin to regress. Once we begin to see positive results in our budget, we become comfortable with our situation. You begin to see a little extra cash in your bank account. Some of your credit card balances are low. A savings account that was collecting dust is now able to collect some interest. This is when we become comfortable with our budget. Why is feeling comfortable bad? A feeling of comfort will cause one to return to their old habits. It was your bad financial habits that caused your current money state. You might have made a temporary change, but a permanent change is needed for success. Bitterness. With a budget comes limitations. Meaning, if your budget doesn't allow you to do something, then you can't do it. This is somewhat of an inevitable emotion that you will experience while budgeting. Your friends may be loading up for a night out on the town, but your budget says you need to be home watching Netflix. You and your spouse might want to visit that fancy restaurant for date night, but your budget is telling you to cook at home. Is your favorite band coming to town? Maybe next time. Buying a home is your goal, not sitting front row at a concert. You will hate your budget at times. This is when you need to take a step back and remind yourself why you are budgeting. Nothing worth doing is easy. Cliché, I know, but it is true. So bettering your financial status is not going to be easy, but you can do it. Guilt. I can guarantee that you will break your budget. It's almost impossible not to do so. When you do, you will definitely feel guilty. You know that your budget doesn't allow for you to spend that extra money, as minor as it may be. The good news, you know that you didn't stick to your budget. It can be a friendly reminder that you need to remind yourself of why you are budgeting and your goals. It can be a blessing in disguise. The only problem arises when you consistently make mistakes when it comes to your budget. Don't get down on yourself if you break your budget. It is going to happen. Stay positive and gain your confidence back. Just continue to remind yourself why you are budgeting. It might help to do it daily. Peaceful and delighted. You have reached a goal. It is very rewarding to set a goal and see it through to the end. This is how you will feel when you create your budget goals and finally reach them. Maybe you bought a house, a car, helped your child get into college, or simply growing your emergency fund. Whatever your met goal may be, you are at peace that you were able to be diligent enough to reach it. You should be delighted. Your budget worked. You met your goals. You know that if you stick to it, there are no barriers to what you are able to accomplish. Take the time to celebrate your accomplishment, but only for a short time. Start making new goals and determine how you're going to reach them. Conclusion. Stick with your budget no matter what. If it even takes reminding yourself daily to keep yourself accountable, do it. You will face many challenges while budgeting. Stay the course and fight through the emotions. It will pay off. You just listened to the post titled Riding the Emotional Roller Coaster of Budgeting by Caleb McElveen with MoneyMiniBlog.com. And before we leave you today, it would be great if you could come by oldpodcast.com/support and check out some different ways you could help support this show. Most of them are totally free, like sharing the podcast with a friend, writing a rating and review, and a few more like that. And we'd really, really appreciate it. Again, the link is oldpodcast.com/support. And while you're there, if you join our mailing list, you'll be a part of multiple raffles to win books from us, including one coming up this weekend. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here and listening all the way through. I'm going to see you in the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.